Hello, I am Baal Kadmon, and I'd like to thank you for watching and or listening to this video. This is not really a podcast, but an announcement about a new course that just came out. This was the hidden course, the secret project I was working on that I mentioned in one of my podcasts not too long ago. And it's called Lost in Translation, the Lucifer Fallacy and the Identity of the True Fallen Angel. Now, some of you know my particular understanding of Lucifer and why I don't particularly believe in the narrative around Lucifer. And I presented a few videos a few years back about it. And man, I got a lot of death threats because of it. And I didn't understand why, because I presented the information so people could look it up themselves. This wasn't an opinion piece, but because it is such a emotional thing, some of these ideas, I can understand why some people would be upset over it. Now, in this course, I decided to take it a little bit deeper. I don't know. Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't know. But I go much deeper into this topic and more evidence to prove the concepts that I discussed in those other two videos. And again, I am providing information, okay, that you too can go and look up. So this is not an opinion piece. There are two videos, though, in this course that are opinion pieces, and I will mention them here. So for now, what I want to do is just take you through the outline of the course, and it is live. You can get it at occultcourses.com/Lucifer if you want to enroll. It is live right now. And just so you know, after this course, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break. I'll still be around for emails and everything, but I'm just going to take a little bit of a break because I do this 7 to 8 hours a day, sometimes 10. So I'm writing, I'm recording, I'm producing video. So it's been the past few months have been very busy for me. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm still producing the Mesopotamian course, but I'm sort of doing that passively during this short break period. So here is the outline for the course Lost in Translation. So here you have it. This is the dashboard. There's 42 lessons, of which 2 are just copyright disclaimer stuff. So the introductory topics, obviously, in the introduction, I sort of set the tone for the course. And the methodology and approach, I decided I really wanted to mention how I was going about this. So a lot of this is historical and linguistic and contextual, because you can't use texts out of context. You know what I mean? So I discuss how I go about the research and the information that I provide in this course. And then in Module 2, I go into the translations and the languages of the Bible. And here I cover the Septuagint, the Vetus Latina, which are a group of early Latin translations of the Bible, not the Latin Vulgate, but the ones before it. And then I discuss the Latin Vulgate. And the reason why I covered them is because they are the source of the Lucifer fallacy, even though when they were written, they didn't know that they would be the source. And I'll get into that in a moment. And the rendering of names and the pronunciation of names is also very important in the Septuagint, in the Hebrew, in the Latin. And this is the beginning of the Lucifer fallacy that occurs because of these two topics here. And before I go into the core of the course, what I'm doing is just covering what the fallen angel narrative is generally in the biblical tradition, just to provide you with some information, because obviously we're discussing the topic of Lucifer as a fallen angel. So it'd be good to give some context of, where did this fallen angel narrative even begin? And then we start getting into the core of the course, where I discuss the verses that sort of started it all, okay? And I give sort of a little bit of a hint why we shouldn't be reading those verses exactly as they're written, and that I cover in the misappropriation of the Old Testament in Christianity. Might be a little controversial for some Christians, but it must be done. In the video, Early Rumors of Lucifer, I discussed something that I haven't seen a lot about, is about how a Jewish convert translated the text in Isaiah in such a way that he opened the door for this mistranslation to occur in Christianity. He didn't know that was going to happen, but he opened the door. It's a fascinating thing. And Module 5 is where I sort of go a deep dive. So I go into the main verse that sort of started the whole concept of this, how you have fallen from heaven, morning star. I go into 3 videos on that, and I go pretty deep here. And then I cover another verse, not in Isaiah, but in another book that Christians and by extension some occultists think involves like the fall of Lucifer, and I get into that. And then I discuss how the name Lucifer came into the English-speaking world, okay? And I discuss the translation of the Bible that brought that into being. And then I go into is there a Lucifer, right? And how the occult views Lucifer, how some of the Christians believe in Lucifer, and some of the early conceptions of what Lucifer actually is in like ancient Rome, ancient Greece, how the ancient Romans and Greeks sort of come together with this Lucifer character, even though it's a Roman figure. And then I covered the Lucifer-Diana deception. And this might be a little controversial because it deals with a concept that is sort of prevalent in neo-Wiccan circles, at least earlier on, about how Lucifer and Diana came together and they had a child named Aradia. I'm going to go into why we should be questioning that narrative. And then I go into the literature that has actually formed our concept of Lucifer. Not the Bible. The Bible didn't do anything, really. But it's actually pop culture from even Middle Ages, sort of the Renaissance period, that started the sort of lit the match for our conception of Lucifer. It's actually not biblical at all, but no one knows that because these narratives get so woven into each other that it seems like this has always been, right? So here in Module 8 I discuss the paradox of the occult embrace of Lucifer. I find it actually quite paradoxical, and I mentioned that in this section. And regarding the opinion pieces, right? These 2 videos here are opinion pieces. Okay, there's the rest I cite. You can research, but these 2 are sort of my personal opinion of what I think the whole Lucifer thing is. And then the next section of the course, I discuss who I believe is the true fallen angel. And I cite you the sources. I discuss the source material. Some of them are rather obscure. And then I just go into depth about who I think it is. I mean, I give you the sources. I mean, this angel is the true fallen angel. And the description of Lucifer, I think, really does apply to this angel. And then I discuss here Module 12, which is the last module, something called Evil from the Beginning. And the reason why I name it that is because there is this conception that Lucifer, right, was once the most beloved angel in heaven, right? But in Christianity, and I'm not talking about Gnostic Christianity, although I go into that too. But in Christianity, Jesus says something very interesting, that the evil, the devil, Satan, was evil from the beginning. That he was at no time a favored angel. And so I go into that in this module, and I mentioned the quote-unquote angel that I think Jesus was talking about, and what I think all of these theologians are really talking about, but they got misguided or sort of stumbled on to the concept of Lucifer, which was, you'll see is not exactly accurate. And that is pretty much it. And then I just get into the conclusion, and that's it. So if you're interested in this course, it is available now at occultcourses.com/Lucifer. And it was a labor of love. Let me tell you, this took a lot out of me. And like I said, I'm taking a little bit of a break after this. But again, I will be around for emails and everything like that as usual. I'm just going to slow down a little bit on the writing and the production and things like that. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you do enroll in this. There's some really great information here. And let me know what you think if you do enroll. And like I said, you can email me at any time. Speak to you soon. So mote it be.